Hey guys, welcome back. This is game number 3 of me playing against my student who decided to stay anonymous. In the other game I played c5. Let's play e5 today. I'm feeling slightly more in a solid mood. So we have the real lopez. Let's play e6. We should not be afraid of bishop takes c6, because black very quickly regains the pawn. D takes c6, knight e5, queen d4, for those of you who don't know. Knight f6, so far so good. Okay, alright, d3 is not the most common move. Usually white castles and tries to defend the pawn on e4 with the rook, with the idea that later on he wants to play c3 and d4 rather than the more modest structure of c2, d3, e4, but that's also fine. So bishop c5 should be the most active move in this position. d6 is also fine. Let's play should we stay solid? Let's keep it solid. Let's play d6. So I'm pinning my own knight, but very soon I'm going to unpin it with a move such as bishop d7, so we should not be too worried. c3, right? And now I should probably go g6, bishop g7, in order to justify the fact that I didn't play bishop e7. The bishop on g7 is in general slightly more actively placed because he's well defending my king side. Also, my pawn on g6 is very useful in case he goes for this maneuver, because then my pawn on g6 already stops the knight from any active expansions. d4, alright. So perhaps he's threatening to take on c6, but even this is not obvious. So the normal reaction to a move such as d5 would be rook e8. But I also want to keep the option of pushing f5 later on. So I'm going to play knight h5. Perhaps thinking about planting my own knight on f4, using the fact that his bishop currently is not controlling this square. Knight f1, that's fairly logical. Now knight f4 is not that effective anymore because of the bishop can just take it. So I should probably do something else. f5, I don't really want to play before I only want to play it once you close up the position, and then I can play on the flanks. Remember that all types of flanking type of attacks work much better when the center is closed and his pieces cannot attack you in the center. So, what should I do? Queen e7 looks reasonable, preparing the development of my other rook. Let's play queen e7, it's probably fine. Once again, I'm kind of leaning towards the pawn break of f5, that's why I don't want to play rook e8, which is kind of normal. He should probably continue with his plan, play knight g3. Right, so now he's threatening to capture my own knight on h5, and I don't want to spoil my structure, so should I still go knight f4? It's a question. Because then the pawn structure kind of is changing, not necessarily in my favor. I'm really not sure. I definitely don't want to just take on g3, because then he takes back and I really basically got nothing with this whole maneuver. Let's try knight f4. I'm kind of curious of how is he going to react, because I think he should take on f4 and then play knight e2 and not knight f1, because then his knight will be completely kind of strained by my pawn, which will not leave him with any activity. Should definitely capture my knight. This is a kind of a piece, a very strong piece that should not be allowed to stay alive. That's for sure. Yeah, bishop c2. So he wants to probably defend this pawn on e4 first. I think that was the idea. But now he's giving me maybe a chance to kind of solidify my knight on f4 with a move such as queen f6. Also, this is not unreasonable. I need to defend my knight. I don't want to recapture with the pawn. I want to kind of sustain my solid structure. Let's play queen f6, I guess. It's blocking my f pawn though. That's the only thing that I'm not sure about. But probably I should take care of it later. In the meanwhile, once again, I want to finish my development of my pieces. I want to concentrate my rooks on e8 and f8 in anticipation of the future f5. That's the reason that I don't want to leave my rook in the corner. Another idea is to use this knight on g3 and push my h-pawn forward, maybe create some sort of an attack on his king. Definitely my emphasis is on his king side. That's where most of my pieces are kind of staying at. Also my bishop is pointing towards his king side. But white is very solid. His position is very difficult to attack. So his position is quite alright. Probably should... I think he should have taken my knight on the previous move. Now it's a little bit too late because I can already take with the queen and maintain my structure. Maybe the best thing that he can do right now is just develop bishop e3, queen d2, something like that. Definitely should not play d5 because it will close up the position. And as I mentioned earlier, it would be much more easy for me to attack with the center closed up. So he plays a4. Maybe thinking about some activity on the queen side. I will continue my plan of rook e8 though, because the queen side, I don't really care about what is happening there. I should concentrate on my plan. My battery is low apparently. Is it? Nah, it's charging, it's fine. Yeah, so what do you think? What should he play now? He cannot really play b4 because I think then this diagonal will become too sensitive. He will have some tactical issues. So he chooses d5, fine. But that's a move I should be in general not unhappy about. Let's play knight e7, knight e2, fine. There is this little check on h3 which I can try to play, and I'm very seriously thinking about with the tactical justification that his knight is hanging. I guess we can try it. I don't see a reason why not. If he takes, his kingside structure is basically ruined. He cannot go to h1 because of this very painful fork. So he has to go to f1. Yeah, and now I have probably this move, putting extra pressure on his knight. And the knight is essentially pinned because then I'm going to checkmate him on f2. So the only sensible move I see for him right now is something like knight g1, trying to defend his knight. And in that case, I will be debating whether just to exchange everything and play a position with a slightly better structure, or maintain my attacking chances and go knight f4. Both, I think, should be pretty promising for black. Yeah, so knight g1. Attack or structure? What do you say? Let's go for the attack. Let's play knight f4. These pieces, basically it looks funny because it looks like I just went back and forth, but in the last couple of moves his pieces got really misplaced. The king is on f1, knight on g1. That's definitely not where they supposed to be or where they want to be. I played bishop c8 very quickly because I had no intentions to exchange pieces at this point in the game. At this point I'm all about the attack. He wants to trap my queen. That's cute. Let's play g5. Also preparing my own pawn storm with h5 and giving my knight a nice square to sit on g6. I would not play g5 if he will have a knight that can land on this square, but as you can see both of his knights are really far away from g3 apparently. Whoopsie, I went down to 1 second. Should increase my tempo. But my attack is probably too strong to handle here, I would assume. Yeah, let's play g4. I really like this idea. Now my bishop is becoming a monster bishop. Yeah, I'm very low on time, but white is obviously losing here. Too many pawns. Too many pawns. Yeah, bishop c5. Yeah, this one is probably already too much to handle. Let's activate my king. I lost probably too many pawns there. Probably I should still be winning. Yeah, he has some small chances with those passed pawns, but my pieces are... my king is actually pretty nicely activated in order to deal with that. I think I just blundered my rook. Yeah, but time trouble probably kind of wakes up my inner pattern, probably. Yeah, I should be pretty safe now once I took this pawn. Yeah, so in order not to reveal his name, I will offer a draw just to make sure you will not see his name on the screen. Anyways, I had a checkmate. Anyways, it was a good game by my opponent. I think it was a very close match up to one point. Probably it was pretty critical not to allow that knight on f4 to stay alive. You saw later on he really created way too many problems. So thanking my opponent for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry you will not be able to see the finish of this game, but please assume that I won with a queen and rook versus one pawn. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.